Capricorn, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I hope y'all had an amazing week, an amazing day today. I hope you're looking forward to some amazing events this weekend. Let me know in the comments if y'all got anything planned. Today we're going to be looking into this new moon energy that's coming up in these next 2 days. So if you don't have anything planned in these next 2 days, this is a great video to try to get you in the right mind frame for what it is that you might need to work with, work through to get your manifestations rolling. I've taken the time to timestamp the video and also label the chapters so we can all kind of know like what's going on in each chapter so you can just jump to the chapter of interest. I also would like to thank you once again for stopping by and ask you if you don't mind, could you hit the like button because I'm trying to grow my channel, and could you hit the subscribe button because I'd like to start doing live chats where I'm gonna start doing 1 or 2 days a week of free readings, maybe like 1 or 2 questions or something like that. But anywho, first we're going to jump into some moon energies and have a brief conversation about what all this is right here. Then we'll be moving into the tarot, and then I'll be doing an oracle message. This more than likely will result in a follow-up video concerning love. So if this sounds like something that interests you, let me say real quick, if you're really looking to like dig into yourself, this is a good channel for you because I seem to get all kinds of heavy ass information to help people move through transformation and change and things like that. And usually it does involve love, but it's good to have some background information about how that relates to your entire life story because that can really help you make great decisions for yourself. And that's really what all this is about. So see you in the next chapter or the chapter that you start at. Okay, Capricorn, welcome to this opening vibe chat. So I'm going to jump straight into it. We're going to first talk about this waning crescent moon in Aries. The energy for you, Capricorn, when the moon is in Aries is like a like you ate the mushroom on the Super Mario game. For real. That's really what it is. You feel ready to go get shit done. Period. However, with intentions, and maybe some of you in the past might have tried to do something and you had all this ambition to do it, but it kind of like fell through, or you did it and you didn't think far enough ahead in the future about how to maintain what you were doing. We all go through it. We all, me, it's me I'm talking about. And I'm not a Capricorn, I'm a Gemini. But when it comes to y'all goals, y'all kind of move like Geminis. Like you have an idea and you just be like, I'm on it. Well, this moon in Aries is the perfect energy for that. So for those of you who resonate more with just maybe closing a cycle in your life, feeling rejuvenated and um rehydrated is what I just heard. I mean, drink your water, ladies, drink your water, men, drink your water, humans. That's what we're made of mostly. But anyway, some of you may really have closed the cycle. So this right here talks about that. This card is from the Everyday Witch Oracle, and this really speaks on. I want to read a quick paragraph to you, let you know. It says rebirth and rejuvenation. We are all born, and someday we will all die. Along the way, we recreate ourselves, either intentionally or through circumstances beyond our control, becoming far different from the children, teens, or young adults we once were. For many of us, finding a new spiritual faith is a kind of rebirth. For some, it's the discovery or acceptance of a different sexuality or gender identity, a change in careers, finding or losing love, becoming a parent, or losing your own. For women, menopause often causes a huge shift in how we see ourselves, and retirement can do that too. Embrace each life shaking change as it happens, as frightening or unsettling as it is, and rejoice in your rebirth as a new person with a fresh path before you. So, when I tell you all these cards right here, literally say just this, the energy is so heavy on the rebirth side. This energy right here, the new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. This energy speaks about heightened emotions, maybe a challenging time. Some of you might have been, having a battle of difference of opinions. Some of you might have, like I spoke about in that card, have discovered something about yourself that has shaken your whole foundation. Some of you might finally have a goal in mind of having financial security. Most Capricorns, that's always your goal, but you might have a new vision on how to do that. So maybe it might include you going to school, or it might include you taking up a second job, or restructuring your hobby, or rebuilding that store. You know what I mean? It could be anything. It just depends on where you fit in, take it as it resonates. But this energy really speaks about putting your head down and getting the work done, and knowing that as you work, the change will come. With this card balance right here, this is from the Empath Oracle deck. And I use this deck sometimes to pick up energies because it's perfect for it. And the questions that it asks is really perfect for this time in your life, which is, where are you putting your energy? Because everything needs to come into balance. Everything needs to come into balance. Things need to settle. If you've been having an argument with somebody who let's just say you're married, but the argument isn't so big. I saw somebody one time, this lady was arguing with her husband about the fact that he put one of those blue cleansing bowl things in the back of the toilet. She was so distraught and upset with this man about this blue little thing in the back of the toilet. And it's like, oh, why? You know what I mean? This is a time where, with this energy of moving away from drama and trauma and conflict, you really want to watch what you get drawn to argue about, what you get drawn to fight about. If you've been in a long-term fight, you really, really want to try to see if you can make amends. You want to, what card was it that spoke about that? This one. So this is from the Earth Warriors deck, because Capricorn, you are a warrior. Take a look at this energy right here. I used this Lemurian Starseed deck for myself earlier. And when I do, because I try to divine for myself every day, because it truly is. It's like talking to your grandmother, your aunt, your mother, your passed on loved one. But that card really, really was heavy on a challenging times coming to an end, and you moving away from the heaviness of it, the intense emotion of it, the obsessive thinking about it, whatever it is. Maybe it was in your finances, and maybe in your finances you have created this fear around security, so you're obsessively thinking about how to get things done to the detriment of the people around you. So there might be people that need you. With balance, you can give yourself. You don't have to go into your goals alone. If you've set up a life where you having a partner or having somebody around you that supports you and makes you feel safe is a good thing. You don't have to push that person to the side, Capricorn, just to get where you're going. And a lot of times you guys be so focused on your vision that you do that. The people, it could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could be a parent, a child. Sometimes for some of you, you know what I mean? You want to watch that. And especially right now in this energy with Aries, because Aries is an independent sign. It's about, I can do it all on my own. I know best. It's me above everything. And if it's taken out of proportion, if it's out of balance, if you don't use that energy in the most healthiest of ways, it can be very hurtful to the people who have supported you, who will support you, and who have been there for you. But on the flip side, you also want to make sure you're using your power of discernment. You're making sure that there aren't people in your energy that are draining you of that energy. And you want to use that Aries energy and Mars fire to burn down anything in your structure, anything in your environment, anything in the things that you do on a daily basis. Because this moon in Taurus is talking about organizing your life and cultivating what you currently have. So, you might have had to fight to get somewhere. Let's just say you had to work 2, 3 jobs, work 2 jobs, do DoorDash, do Lyft and some more stuff just to get yourself an apartment, just to get you and your baby a place, and or keep the place that you got. This is the time where you move into um cultivating that, cultivating what you've acquired. And if you haven't acquired it yet, know that it's coming, and know that the fight that you're giving is worth it. So this energy right here, for some of you, this divine badass, this is from Loving Your Inner Goddess Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. I like her decks a lot. Look at the art on that. That's so pretty. I really love that. But this is basically about standing on business, sacred rage for divine purposes, your growth. This is heavy energy on your personal growth, aligning with what you want in the future, or you reaching a point where you have done the fight and now it's time to let go of the trauma, let go of the drama. This also does speak about childhood woundings, and sometimes when you go through a lot with people in your environment, it's because spirit is trying to shake you into some kind of internal awakening about why you're choosing who you're choosing, why you're choosing to accept what you're choosing to accept. So sometimes if you find yourself in a fight with people and you speaking and you shouting about what you want, and there's always a better way, more graceful way to go about it. But sometimes, sometimes you walk away from the fight and sometimes you stand in that fight, because if this relationship with this individual, this job, if this job is supposed to last, whatever's supposed to be will be. I'm not saying go around and, be aggressive and act irritably and talk to people nasty, but what I am saying is, if you have something to stand on and it's for the growth of you, the healing of you, the progression of you, and there's people or even you, if you your own self, or let's just say, you need to get up and work out, but you your own self are just sleeping in instead of going to go work out, you might need to talk to yourself a little rough. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to give yourself a swift kick in the ass, as they say, and sometimes you got to give that to others too, to achieve the balance that you need. As you achieve that balance, you will start to see, like, your mind will clear up, and then you'll be able to write a list of things that you need to do. And you can start simply with, I know most Capricorns are like in order already, but this is about when you're overwhelmed with other external factors and you have lost the order that you created. It's about recreating that order, but with the new things that about, just taking all of that information and that growth and that learning that you did through whatever cycle you just closed, and applying it, implementing it into your life to see change. As you do that, and as you start to check stuff off that list, Capricorn, you'll be freeing up the energy for your manifestations to just start rolling in. And as they start rolling in, you'll start noticing you manifesting at a quicker rate. So to me, the energy is spirit really trying to get you to the point where you are clear. So that way what you can manifest is not clouded. You don't have cloudy judgment. You don't manifest what you want and then make a decision that separates you from alignment and then puts you back at square one. So spirit is really trying to get that message out to you. So under this new moon energy, under this crescent moon energy, you really want to try to master your emotions. You want to watch how you're perceiving everything that you're experiencing. Try to look at everything from a broad perspective instead of just like details only, Capricorn. Just really try to look at it like, okay, what's the big life lesson I can learn? And then you can start having forgiveness on maybe the person that's triggering you and the things that they're doing that's causing the triggers, because you can tell that spirit put that in your life for you to look inside yourself. So we're going to go ahead and dig into what they want to say to you specifically with the tarot. And then we're going to get into some oracle messages. I want to thank you once again for stopping by. If you listen to this chapter, please hit that like button for me. I forgot to read this. Blah, blah, blah. It says, how can I practice patience and surrender to the flow of life? And it says, I align my actions, my core values with living authentically. And this is the personal growth oracle deck that I use most of the time to get everybody's energies. So everything looks pretty in check for me, for you guys to get some information about maybe what's bothering you and how you can clear that up, or what is the issue you need to clear up so you can move forward. So see you in the next chapter. We'll be digging into the tarot. Oh, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, welcome to the tarot segment. So I'm going to ask from Spirit if they could let us know what you need to focus on, what you might need to let go of, and what you can look forward to. Okay? And I'm working on my speed, but I'm feeling like I'm getting there. I'm going to try. But I also don't want to rush the information to Spirit. So whatever they want us to know, I want them to bring the full energy here for us to receive in this moment. Put yourself in a very receptive state and understand with your broad perspectives. What is it that you want Capricorn to focus on for this new moon? Their intentions to start rolling in. Thank you. Focus on the Mother of Pentacles. So I'm gonna pull a couple more cards to see exactly how they mean that, but immediately I thought about your environment. They want you to focus on your home. They want to focus on nurturing you, nurturing yourself. Of course, all of the self-care stuff. Uh, they want you to focus on your security and stability, and that is what grounding also means. Sometimes when people say grounding, Capricorn, they think of just laying down and releasing, well, aligning your energy with the energy of the earth and healing. And that is very beneficial. That's something you can do to start nurturing your own self through whatever drama you just went through and releasing those negative emotions or those repetitive stories that keep playing for you about what happened. And also release those negative patterns that you just cleared up with this cycle you just closed of whatever was just going on. It's a lot of cycles ending right now. Spirit is bringing the whole. I did a video on divine feminine and divine masculine for the collective, maybe about a month ago, and that was the energy. You deserve balance. So when I tell you this has all been heavy Plutonian energy, which is death and rebirth, which is the ending of one cycle, one phase, one chapter of your life, moving smooth into another one. So during this time, if you want your intentions to start rolling, Spirit said, take care of yourself, take care of your environment, focus on your environment, focus on what's in your environment. That's very in alignment with that first talk we just had in the intro. Tell me, what is it that Capricorn needs to let go of to see their intentions move in? Oh, Lord. Damn. Maybe I don't need to do a separate love reading because they said what you need to let go of is this Two of Cups. Maybe it's fears around it. I'm doing shadows and seeing what the issue is. And could be a partnership. Doesn't always have to be love. It could just be maybe you have, not the best associations around you right now. Maybe Capricorn. Or maybe you have some kind of internal damaging from childhood wounds, mother wounds that's affecting the Two of Cups in your life. I'm not sure yet. And tell me, what is the next step? What do you want Capricorn to consider going forward after they let go of this Two of Cups? What is it that you want Capricorn to focus on next? Thank you. This Ace of Pentacles. It's too perfect. Ace of Pentacles is a seed, potential. This more than likely does. We're gonna go through it. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's kind of hard not to. It just looked like, based on the fact that there was this heavy energy of a cycle closing, the cycle that's closing for you could be one of overexerting yourself in a relationship, and that overexertion causing issues in your home life, in your stability. It could be something as simple as you trying to keep yourself looking good because you're dating somebody new, but you spending like $150 at the nail shop. You spending $300-400 on an install. You know what I mean? You buying shit from Shein, you buying stuff from Amazon, and whole time your rent due. Like that could come from a lack of self-worth and you feeling like I gotta look good in order to retain this person, where you can't go to the person that you're dealing with and say, I'm going through a rough time right now, so I might not really be out here wanting to date like that. You never know if you communicated that to that person and brought the dates down, and maybe told that person even that you cannot do this right now, because if that's what you need to feel comfortable in yourself for the moment, until you work a little more on your self-worth and don't see yourself through your appearance. Nothing wrong with keeping yourself up. That's what you're supposed to do. That's a part of loving yourself. It's a part of nurturing yourself. But if it's coming to the detriment of you being able to handle your business where your body is safe, like your physical being, and you have somewhere safe and secure to call your home. If you don't have somewhere safe and secure, Capricorn, it's kind of hard for you to function, because that's your whole thing. That's your whole MO in life. You have Nine of Pentacles on the bottom and Two of Swords on the bottom. There's something in your environment that's causing you. It's a stalemate in a relationship, a stalemate in a fight that's causing you, or that's just ending because the cycle's ending. So there's something in your environment that's stopping you from reaching that Nine of Pentacles, which is, if you're at the Mother of Pentacles right here on what they want you to focus on, that Nine of Pentacles is first, which is your own you. Nine is the number of single you. So your own happiness and stability is what they want you to focus on, or why all of whatever just happened for you. And I say for you, and that's what I mean, because nothing happens to us. It's just all a perspective shift, like we was talking about in the beginning. Just maintaining your emotions, your emotional maturity is highly requested at this time. Tell me, why does Capricorn need to focus on the Mother of Pentacles, or what part of this Queen of Pentacles energy, Mother of Pentacles energy, do you want Capricorn to focus on. Sometimes the Mother of Pentacles can be overbearing as well. Very overgiving, overloving, like smothering. That's what it talks about in this deck. So what is the reason? How do you want Capricorn to see this Mother of Pentacles? King of Swords. What about the King of Swords? The Capricorn Collective. What about it? Okay. Oh yeah. Insanity. Insanity on how perfect this is. Obviously, just when you learn something, you can't unlearn it. It's like I be wanting to act like this is not real sometimes, because I'm like, how? There's no way. So, quite literally, the Death and Rebirth came out. What I just spoke to you about being Plutonian energy, the cycle you're closing with this Death and Rebirth, the cycle that you're closing with that Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, affecting your Nine of Swords, your personal stability, your personal sense of abundance, and then having the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. This Death and Rebirth happened for you to be able to bring your mind into balance. This is the top of the suit, the top tier, Queen and King of Pentacles. I'm sorry, of Swords, in regards to who you collab with. Not only with who you collab with, this Three of Pentacles being out here is the card version of what I said earlier, probably in the intro, about implementing what you learned. The Swords is about the mind, it's about intellect. It's about intellect. And intellect is not necessarily just intelligence, like book smart, of course. Intellect is about mastering your perception of things, so that way you can navigate your emotions about those things, and then that way you can pick up the lesson and then use it. That's intellect. Once you have mastered that, when stuff happened to you, it's a breeze. It's not, you know how to feel bad when you need to feel bad. You know how to rest when you need to rest. You know how to push even though you feel like resting when you need to do that. Like, that's what this King and Queen of Swords is about. Making The Queen of Swords is detached from emotions. She's an Aquarius. She doesn't pick up emotions and hold them. She pick them up and look at them like, well, I could feel like this, but that's gonna make me tired. Like, for me, for instance, I try to stay away from crying. Not because I want to bottle up my emotions and I'm too tough. No, because physically crying makes me tired, and I don't have time to be tired because I do a lot of stuff. So crying, it better be for a good reason what I'm crying for. Because if not, I'm not with it. That's what this Queen of Swords is about. I've been through enough stuff. She's been through enough stuff that now when stuff happens, she can just sit there and look at the shit and be like, well, that's how you gotta be. That's what she is. This is the whelp card. Like, well, because you already really know what to do and what not to do, because you have full authority over your thoughts. You have mastered. This cycle is here and is ending with the beautiful, wonderful blessing of a clear, authoritative, sure mind that know how to weather any storm in their way. This Death and Rebirth came to make you unstoppable. Now it's time to use this, implement what you've learned, start integrating these lessons, use your mind, start integrating this new you into what's in your environment. So this is definitely speaking about something in your environment needing to look, you need to look at it. Let me move on to the Two of Cups. And because it's what you need to let go of, I'm going to read the card in reverse, because that's bliss, happiness. That's a union that matches. It's a harmonious union. That could also be, Two of Cups can also be the union of you and you, the feminine version of you, the masculine version of you. So we're going to see what they mean now. So the Magician came out, flipped up. Flipped up. Well, the Magician flipped over when I was just shuffling the cards, and it's interesting. I don't know if this is going to come back out, or I don't know what they're going to say, but it came out in the upright because I haven't turned the cards around. However, you could either be dealing with an Aquarius, Gemini. I'm sorry, not an Aquarius, just a Gemini. A Gemini is the Magician, and Aries also is considered the Magician energy, but this energy can be manipulative. So in regards to what you might need to let go of in the Two of Cups situation, for some of you, it could be someone in that energy, because the divine badass card that showed up in your opening energy spoke about being manipulated as well. People in your environment giving you a reason to be defensive, giving you a reason to be argumentative, giving you a reason to have to stand on business. So let me see the shadow version. What is it that Capricorn needs to let go of in regards to this Two of Cups? That was hard to come out to. So you got the Strength and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is like failure. The Strength in reverse is not having self-confidence. Oh, I also just got this energy too. The Strength in reverse is not having self-confidence. It's not being confident in what you invest in. This is what this looks like you don't, the lack of confidence that you had prior to this cycle, the cycle that you're going through, that you're coming out of, the thing that's closing in your life, has a lot to do with self-worth. And it has a lot to do with your self-worth, making you make poor decisions, poor investments, putting in, useless effort into things. And it could be well, in this case, it's the Two of Cups. So it could be partnerships or it could be relationships. But it's causing you, it had caused you to, because I really feel like this is all closing, and spirit just wants you to take time and nurture yourself. And really, maybe you might have a little bit left to do. And it might include shifting things around in your environment because of it not fitting your new chapter. If you've closed a chapter of making decisions from a place where you don't feel confident, where you don't have your own authority, where you don't feel in charge of yourself, where you feel like others are dominating you, if that was the cycle that closed and you still got the same person that was doing it, they got to flat. So I'm not telling you go do it after you get finished listening to me. I'm saying spirit is telling you to listen to your intuition about how it's supposed to go, but listen to the new intuition, because the new intuition came with, oh, that's perfect. The new intuition came with the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. Ta-da! You get some smarts, and you get some smarts, and you get some intelligence to use. You got some new intelligence. New intelligence entered the chat. Mind mastery entered the chat. Spirit has gifted you with that first, because there's another gift over here. First, though, they gifted you with the ability to know what to do with what was coming. That's what happened when you got a clear mind and you know what to do with all of the stuff that come through your mind. Your energy is your responsibility. Your energy is controlled by what you allow yourself to think and how you allow yourself to think about what you can't control. Always you can control your own mind. Hardly ever can you control external factors that don't got nothing to do with you, and learn what don't got nothing to do with you. That'll help you discern what don't need to be in your environment. But you know what don't have nothing to do with you now, if you're looking at everything right. My uncle be like, well, you're thinking wrong. You ain't thinking wrong no more, Capricorn. You shouldn't be with the closing of this cycle. That's what Spirit's saying. Because then you have the Wheel in reverse and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, because the Wheel in reverse is, oh, isn't it like closing cycles? That's exactly what the Wheel in reverse is. The cycle has come to the close, and you are now free from this trap that wasn't even really a trap. It was a trapping of your own mind. Now, because you free of the trapping of your own mind, and you got the Queen of Swords and King of Swords, that's perfect. That's actually so perfect, because you would, in fact, know how to master your mind if you've been freed from the trap of worry and self-doubt and feeling like you have to for the sake of another. They want you to let go of how you choosing in a relationship. No longer are you in this energy of indecision, of self, of low self esteem, of low self worth, of misguided self worth. Even no longer are you trapped by your own mental traps based on whatever it was that you went through that put you there. You're closing that cycle, and you might need to look at, because if it's what you need to let go of. I feel like they saying they trying to alert you. You can go ahead and let go of how you choose the you can let go of, not how you choose, you can let go of these feelings. You can let go of the low self-worth, the low self-esteem. You can let go of all the negative self-talk, the negative talk about another person, the negative experience that makes you think that this next relationship or this next partnership is going to fail because all of the other ones did. If you had a cycle of continuously ending relationships, it's because whatever lessons your soul signed up to learn chose relationships to show. And it seems as though the only place spirit could get to you was love. Because everything else, you pretty much, it didn't hit you the same. It wasn't hitting like it needed to hit. So let's move to the Ace of Pentacles. Why do you want them to focus on? What do you want them to consider about this Ace of Pentacles? What do you want them to consider? What do you want Capricorn to know about this Ace of Pentacles right here? You want Capricorn to know about this Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities, new starts. Let me turn it around. New opportunities, new starts, new solid offers. You can now start understanding what a solid offer is and only accept those. Only accept those. You might have fear around taking leaps and jumping in and seeing what's going on, but at the same time, you have mastered your mind. So you know what to do with fear. You know to sit still and just really trust your intuition. And if you feel like you are making a mountain out of a molehill, or you have an unreasonable fear, or if you find that that fear is coming from some kind of old conditioning, you can choose to move forward and do it anyway. So what do you want Capricorn to consider about this pinnacle? You have a lot of options coming in with the Seven of Cups. Let me tell you something. Remember when I said it was a gift right here and it started in the mind? Now this is the physical. So it's like, yeah, your manifestations is coming and you got a lot of options, but with the Seven of Cups, all of them ain't good. But guess what you got? Mental agility, ladies and gentlemen. If this was a sport, you winning. You grab the torch that they gave you, you're gonna know what to do. You're not gonna fall for illusions. You're not gonna be delusional. That's what that Seven of Cups energy bring. And because you already closed the cycle, all that foolishness they made you feel like that, this came out in the reverse. You're gonna know. You're going to know what to pick up and what to put down. You have let go of the heavy burdens. You have let go of the heavy, intense emotions behind whatever you was going through. If it's a relationship that's burdensome to you, Spirit is saying at that stage, you're going to have to choose to let that thing go. Stop living in la la land thinking it's going to work and you can handle it all. You can't. This is the thing that's in the way of you seeding this pinnacle that's going to get you to this comfortable Queen of Pentacles, Mother of Pentacles. You got to seed your pinnacle. You got to feed it. You got to nurture it, good energy. If you got something in your environment or a person in your environment that's an energy vampire, seems to be the thing for right now, balance needs to be restored. Restoration is what this one card was talking about. Restoring everything. This is the first card I pulled for your energy. And it's literally about resetting, restoring balance, healing everything. If you need to be the one to go in and make a healing, change, if you need to go in and tell the person, you know what, I'm sorry, but maybe somebody around you hadn't made a choice about you in the past. Some of you might have been dealing with like situationships type situations and it didn't turn into what you wanted it to turn into. So, it might be time to just evaluate that and see if it's worth putting more effort into or not. So they really want you to focus on letting go of heavy baggage, emotional burden, anything that's burdening you, that's going to get in the way of you taking this pinnacle and turning it into this. Using this energy already because it's available for you, but taking that pinnacle and turning it into that Capricorn. So that's going to be the end of that. And then I'm going to move through to the Orisha advice and then the final chapter. So thank you guys for listening. Another fast tarot segment. I like it. See you in the next one. Welcome to the Orisha segment, where we're going to ask the ancestors for a little parting guidance to help put this all together for you. If you haven't liked the video already, could you do me a solid and hit that like button? 2 minutes. Oh, but very valid. Okay. Minute. This. Oh, okay. So I'm going to read the Empress cards and the Ten of Wands. You got the Ten of Wands on the bottom of this deck, and you had the Ten of Wands in the Ace of Pentacles spot. it was in reverse in that deck. This here, they don't really deal with reversals. They just look at it both as the same energy. This energy here is your own trappings. It's not really it's something that you might have done that might have, like, let's just say, you want to go travel, but you spent your money foolishly and you coming out of the cycle, but the money ain't showing up yet. This talks about that, like a trap you might have set where you might have had resources before and you don't have them anymore. You know, but it was in the reverse in your reading, so that means that time is coming to an end along with that cycle that ended. You have the Eight of Wands here. I'm gonna go ahead and read. I'm gonna read. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll read just the solutions because they have like a 3-4 part different stories, and then you have the Knight of Disc. So if you want to take this to the regular tarot, they basically saying that there's positive change coming your way, and you are being guided divinely. But I want to read the Empress to you because that might be very significant, especially for the one Capricorn I got in my mind. That's really crazy for the one Cap. If this resonates with the Capricorn I'm thinking about, that's wild. So I'm gonna go ahead. I love this book. Two pieces. Ugh. So the Empress. Look at that artistry. All right, let me go ahead and read this to y'all. My nails might look a little dirty, but I was digging in this pot earlier. But depending on who you ask, the Empress is either the fertile, nurturing, creative force of the universe or a fierce ruler. In reality, she is both, depending on what she thinks you need at any given moment. Initiation in the Orisha's tradition is kind of a spiritual kinship. Bonds are made in crowning someone. So somebody is being crowned. You went through a cycle, Cap, and this is like spirit saying, "Here's your crown." This is like a crowning ceremony type situation, meaning all of this new stuff coming in, you're gonna have to use that King and Queen of Swords that we talked about, that agile mind to sit still and make strong, good decisions, and don't be swayed by emotions or anybody else around you. Crowning someone that can endure. Okay, the relationship between the godparent and the godchild should be one of deep care and mutual responsibility. Now, this is coming from the ancestors, which means there may be a godparent or a guardian angel watching over you right now, guiding you right now, Capricorn, through this transition, and they rooting for you. I can feel it in my bones. From the godparent comes guidance and spiritual aid through ceremony and counsel. From the godchild should come support for the whole house. Well, religious support for the whole house, like if you actually are involved in your parents' life, or you still have parents at this point, be a good child, be a good student to what their teachings are, because they do, ancestors and older relatives and stuff do come with wisdoms that come straight from experience. So respect their time and honor your obligations. If they need you to take you, like, be good, like, just be a good person to the people that are a part of why you're here. So don't that goes along with the theme of don't forget the people in your environment as you go for your goals. In life, many people struggle to find balance in their relationships. It's common to expect someone to fix all of our problems and be endlessly available to us, yet this is unsustainable and alienating over time. It's also easy to feel like we know what others should do and become very dictate dictatorial in our advice. Both of these approaches are signs of a problem with the person enacting them. Solid and lasting relationships respect the boundaries around what is and what isn't possible within that connection. Work to listen and understand what is being said. If they feel hurt or challenged, it's important to look inward and bring it up with the godparent so that resentments do not linger or cause a parting of ways. So, like I said, letting go of that trauma that happened from whatever climatic event, whatever emotionally charged event led you to this shift, to this transformation. I was going to say fairy godmother, but your ancestral godparent wants you to talk to them, sit down and pray, or divine, if you read, or if you know someone that does, get them to sit down and really get you to your ancestors right now, because they want to offer you this healing. They want to offer you this healing, and they really want you to take it and do good with it, and they know you will. That's why they're excited for you, because they know they wouldn't give it to you. They would not help you out. You'd have to just come back again and try it again in life. This is huge, Capricorn. You really, I'm happy for you. It feels good to feel good, don't it? You will if you don't already feel good. Um, but it also talks about, when I was speaking about earlier with the opening energy card, about making amends. Making amends is not just for the other person, it's for you too, because you know you did everything you could to be better than you were if it was you in the situation, and or maybe somebody in your energy needs to make those amends with you, but you don't hold on to that because it's going to cause resentment. So give that to your godmother, give that to your fairy godmother, your godparent, your ancestral godparent. Give that to them. They want it because they know what to do with it. It's too heavy for you to carry. That's what the Ten of Wands was about, them heavy, intense, overloaded emotions. Let them go. There's potential. This card also is a symbol of potential and hope for the future and the effort required to make it happen. And it says this person is the one nurturing or the one being nurtured. Exactly. This was about that energy of how much. I'm not reading all of this. This is about the energy about how much you are giving. It's about your relationship with giving and receiving. You may have been taken advantage of in the past because of your low self worth and feeling like you had to do too much. You may have put yourself in situations where you kept the rose colored glasses on and refused to look at what was happening, so you stayed too long, and now your finances is all in a disarray because you couldn't make a decision to let go of something that was draining you. So that's what that Empress card is all about. It's about knowing you have guidance from the other side, and knowing that that guidance is always available to you. So with the Eight of Wands, just, yeah, pretty much the same thing. And it says, make a clear plan, time to recharge, breathe slow, and pray for help to harness your flow of energy. So this is advice on how. It says, with this energy, we need to question how the person is putting it to work. Not this one. It said, with this energy, we need to question how the person is putting this energy to work. Are they focused and aligned, or hyper and unfocused? Harnessing that Aries energy, like I was speaking about earlier, you want to make sure you use the energy of fire for good and not for destruction. Destruction, if it's sacred destruction, to help you burn down stuff that resonates with your old cycle. But if, since the energy is there, and if you've already done that, take that energy to really passionately focus in on creating order at this time, so you can choose wisely and you don't feel afraid, all willy-nilly and scatterbrained when it's time to start making decisions with all of this new options and these new potentials coming your way. You have the energy for everything you are working on, though. Sometimes that can be overwhelming, but no worries. You got it. You can do it. If you don't know the outcome you hope for, nothing will happen. That's about being decisive. That's about using that Queen and King of Swords energy, knowing what you want and having the authority to create all of the circumstances that are necessary for you to get there. You co-create with spirit. They don't create by themselves. We're the ones on the physical plane. This vessel came to let the soul experience something. So it's up to you to move the vessel and make decisions about what's around the vessel, so the vessel stays in the best, most stable state, so it can manifest, receive, and give all in a healthy manner. Then finally, you have the Knight of Discs. I said that real good. Discs. All right. Traditionally, the Knight of Discs talks about taking your time. Yeah, being present in the moment and working from there. Seeing what I say. What did I say in the beginning? Cultivating what you already have is what this new moon is about. This says, this night's power comes from being present in the moment and working from there. Let go of your past thoughts about the trauma, because your full attention is needed to harness this Eight of Wands energy correctly. If you don't, you're just going to find yourself irritated and mad. You want to put your pedal to the metal here, basically. Take a break when you need to take a break. Recharge when you need to recharge, but keep moving. There needs to be a delicate balance between letting go and staying in control. Learn what you need to let go of within, like, your manifestations. Like, if you're trying something, your initial ideas might not work out correctly, but don't stop trying the idea. Just keep recalibrating yourself. Get lost in the flow of your work. Get lost in the flow of life. It says, how can I practice patience and surrender to the flow of life? Get lost in the flow of life and your closing energy. And it says you can do that by aligning your actions, that physical body stuff I was just talking about, with your core values and what you call living authentically. Whatever your authentic truth is and whatever it is that you want. Don't lose control. Try your best to stay away from, any substances that put your mind in a delusional state or make you react in ways that just take you away from mindfulness, because you have it, you need to use the queen and king of swords energy that you've been offered to just really focus in and make good decisions. Listen to music to heal your soul. Do some physical exercise if you're feeling riled up, if you feel all that fiery energy running through your veins, coursing through your veins. Go work out, go take a walk, or take that soothing bath. um Yeah, this person walks a line between ordered growth and chaotic growth. Pretty much that's it. Don't focus too much on the end result. Just focus on the fact that you're getting started. That energy right there is what's going to propel you forward and get everything moved out your way. I could tell you that from personal experience. If you look at my channel, there's like these spurts where I try to post and then there's just, I'm tapping at it. I'm like chiseling away. It definitely involves all of what just now was said, knowing how to temper yourself, knowing how to use the energy available to you to your benefit and not your detriment. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the closing chapter, Capricorn. um if I don't put out the love reading today, I'm gonna put it out tomorrow. But Capricorn, I really forgot to mention this whole time. I've been in the background listening to Wale, Ambitious Girl. Look that up and put that on in the morning while you're getting ready, or put that on while you're about to get into your focus. It's got binaural beats in the background, and it's like brainwave massages. Like it's a great blend of healing and music when they talked about listening to music. So for the closing energy, I want to get into a few things. I'm gonna go through them quite quickly because I'm trying to learn how to be fast but effective. Frankincense. Frankincense is the essential oil of Mars. And the reason why I feel, but it's because of what it does, is why I feel this way. What frankincense does is it helps you balance your emotions. It brings you to a state of peace. It helps you relax. It helps calm heightened emotions. Mars is a planet of heightened whatever. Whatever you're trying to do, when you need to think of passionate energy, go just stare at a picture of Mars while you meditate. Go look at the what is it, Greek mythological god for, um was it, who was the, I don't know, look that up, who was the god of that was named Mars, or the god of Mars, or whatever case, whatever you got to do, just harness that energy and know that that passionate energy can propel you forward. But when you need to calm down and think straight, frankincense is a wonderful oil. If you are, a believer in all kinds of religions as well, you know the story of frankincense and myrrh being brought to Jesus. If they brought it to Jesus, my goodness, it's good for us. For females or feminine energies, I like to say to use rose oil, because typically in this conversation, and it seems to be since I've done this one reading about everybody and what they I was talking about rose oil. So rose oil is, I was saying that the energy is like the divine feminine has is whichever divine feminines have been going through a rough time with self-love and self-worth and believing in themselves and stuff. They're the ones that, you know, I mean, that's the kind of balance that's being brought to your life. Wait a minute. Okay. One, two, three, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, my bad, y'all. My battery was dying, so I had to go ahead and handle that. But I was talking about rose oil. When I did this reading about you deserve balance, the energy really is for the overgivers, it seems. It's like the empath and, the not so nice guy. I don't want to just keep throwing medical terms out there. I'm not a doctor, but you know what I'm talking about. The dominating masculine energies in people's lives. Everything is being balanced out. So for the females, the feminine energy, I recommend that you use rose oil because it is specifically for self-love, feeling love, opening up your heart. It works with the heart chakra. That's a great place for you to start trying to heal. Look up different ways to heal your heart chakra. There's foods you can eat like avocados, most green stuff because the heart chakra is green. So you can wear the color green, you can keep green around you, keep plants around you. Just try to heal your chakras. Look into your chakras and see what needs to be healed with that. And I do offer personal readings. So if you want me to consult with spirit and see if we can put together some kind of healing plan for you, I also will do that as well. My information is in my on my homepage. For the masculine energies, I recommend using patchouli because it is about grounding and things like that, but it also gives you that self-esteem needed to manifest your abundance, to manifest. The same with, you need self-love in order to manifest anything, because all your chakras need to be in place so you can get what spirit is giving, because that all comes from the crown straight to your heart, and it manifests out here to the world. So get your hands on that. If you can't get your hands on that, you can get your hands on some incense. Some frankincense incense would help out. They do have rose incense as well at some metaphysical shops. So I'm gonna go ahead and read a few closing oracles, well, two closing oracles, and then probably not in full, and then pull a crystal energy to. So the thing with crystals is they have frequencies on them, and those frequencies align with your body's frequency, and whatever's off, whatever frequency that crystal or stone lets off over time naturally calibrates your frequency to your desired outcome with using and working with that stone. So you don't feel anything immediately. Most people don't. I mean, some people have very placebo effect type of mentalities, but honestly, I mean, being real about it, there are a few stones that I can feel, like this one. And that's why I'm sitting right here, because it seems like whenever I get nervous, it says kyanite. It's a very high frequency stone. I consider myself a high frequency individual. I had to fight to realize that's who I was, but I got caught in my low frequencies sometimes. When I got this stone, I started to feel calm when I sat still. This is the first stone I've used that I actually felt a feeling with. So, and labradorite, that I didn't feel the feeling, but I saw a thing. Like it seemed like it spoke to me, literally, like hi, with the colors and the changing of the. But whatever. All right. This is the Black Moon Lilith deck. This is all about shadow work, divine feminine shadow work, divine masculine shadow work. So I want to see if they have anything to say to you about this chapter that just closed. Capricorn Collective. Mercury, communication and truth. Listen to me. You had the Knight of Swords, and you had the Knight. You had the King of Swords, and you had the Queen of Swords. They are both, I believe, Aquarian energy. However, Mercury is of the mind. Look at resonance, Pluto, endings and regeneration. Some of you definitely have closed the cycle. I am happy for y'all. The cycle, one door closes, another door opens, and this door seemed lit. It seemed like you opening a door to some great shit, Capricorn. And I'm really happy for you. And I'm really happy for you. I got this little clip in the back of my head because I be trying to learn how to stop fidgeting. But Mercury is all about the mind. Mercury is the ruler of my sign and also the ruler of Virgo. It's about I'm a Gemini. It's about really harnessing your mental power and not allowing low self-worth and fear and things like that stop you from speaking your truth. Whatever truth needs to be spoken. This cycle happened for you to learn to stand in your power because you are the authority of your life, and your soul know how to move you along your life before you up out of here. But you can't do it if you can't use your mind. So it says, okay, you want to look at where Mercury is in your chart, but it represents communication, thought, and speech. Closest planet to the sun. They also said Mercury was the messenger of the gods for some of you that are on the spiritual journey. So you might find in the coming days or during this time, you might have heightened intuition because we just came from the moon in Pisces. So that is a time where everybody's intuition was kind of on point. You was having big dreams and stuff like that. You was feeling like certain things that you just felt like you needed to do, or you felt this calling to do something. That was that energy. So to put your mind to those thoughts is a wonderful thing at this time. It says when the Mercury Oracle card appears, it's time for you to tap into the alchemy of your thoughts, speech, and written word. All is in mind, and your words and the spells I'm sorry, and your words are the spells that fashion the masterpiece of your reality. This is the Hermetic universal law called mentalism, and a powerful manifestation practice to integrate during your alchemical journey. Your thoughts and words create the frequency and vibration that attract people, places, and things into your life. When you receive this card in an oracle reading, the opportunity to speak publicly or step into the spotlight is also coming. Be confident in your voice and don't be afraid to share your ideas with the world. You are a power to manifest. I'm sorry, you're a powerful manifester is what I thought I saw. So you are a powerful manifester. Your power to manifest is increasing. Harness it by channeling your thoughts in the direction of your dreams. Period. Period. And let's just see. Mercury in Capricorn. Because you could have like your sun, you could have like a what the stellium, where you have like three different planets in one sign or one astrological sign, but so you could have like your sun in Capricorn, or you could have your because there's no Mercury placement in the big three. You could have your sun in Capricorn, but you could have your Mercury in Capricorn as well. No, you can't. Yeah, Mercury in Capricorn. Okay, listen. Don't judge me on that part. I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't get it out. Let's just see what happens if your Mercury is in Capricorn. Oh, so it says the way you communicate is from a realistic, your thought frequency. Your thought frequency, according to Mercury, if your Mercury is in Capricorn, is realistic and grounded. So this is you moving from delusional thinking. I don't know what's going on with my communication, Mercury. But it should be eloquent because Mercury is out here. But anyway, you moving through that time where you couldn't stand for yourself. So the time where you can stand for yourself. And it's been confirmed with that. Let me get a few, one, probably one, hopefully one message from your angels, gods, and goddesses. Some of you might be, you might really need to say something because all of a sudden I just felt like I didn't want to talk just now. I just was like, oof. I had a hard time saying everything I just now said, and then I felt like I didn't want to talk, and that's not who I am. So if you're having a hard time, get you some kyanite. That is also for your throat chakra. Most blue stones are for your throat chakra. You also could get some soda light, help calm you down and help you, move and glide easily through whatever challenge is in your way. Goddess of knowledge. Start to apply what you already know and trust your intuition. When you listen to messages like this, Capricorn, it is a nod from your intuition to add information that you might have missed or to help you understand what you're going through. And since you have an internal knowing already, to see this externally is your inside, your intuition telling you, listen to me, you already know. And it's easy for you to trust your intuition and make decisions and say what you mean and mean what you say. Before I started your reading, I was watching Teen Titans, right? The song that was on was a song about them trying to teach Star Child or Starfire or whatever her name is how to sound cool and not sound so intelligent and use slang and stuff. And it was talking about it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it, and it's about using your mental agility and stuff. And I just find it funny that that's the song that was on, and this is what your whole reading is about. So um, I'm gonna move on to the crystal recommendation. See what crystal energy, stone energy, lovely Gaia. It was just Earth Day the other day. Did y'all do anything special for Earth Day? Did you turn off the faucet before you left it? Take a shorter shower, pick up some trash, plant a tree. Did you do anything for Earth Day interesting? Do you take that day off and actually do something and not just pick up a bag and put it on the picture and say, give me my 8 hours? I'm just asking. I'm nobody's boss. I can't write you up. Some crystal energy for Capricorn. Y'all got my favorite stone. I just was talking about it. I said the other stone that I felt like spoke to me. It says labradorite. I take time for reflection and see life from a higher perspective. And it says, observe life from a greater perspective, reflect on inner light, develop consistent spiritual practices, and increase spiritual awareness, and meditate regularly. Let me see. I wonder if the light is going to. Oh, it did. See? It did something like that, but it was so fast and sharp. It's like it ran across the whole piece when I first picked it up. So I always got it. They say that, information from other realms come from the left. So I try to keep stones that I feel like are connected to the other realms to the left of me. That's why I reached over here to get it. But I don't remember how much that piece cost, but you can get them in a variation of sizes. Um, I had a little one in here somewhere. I don't know where that's at. It's somewhere though. But they have even little small, here it is right here. Little small piece of it. You can still see a light flicker. I don't know about how well in this one, but a little bit. But anyway, it was very inexpensive. So what I'm saying is go get your hands on some of that. Hold it in your left hand and try to meditate. Try to see things from a higher perspective. In the very first chapter, I talked about that very thing. Seeing things from a higher perspective, understanding that even though what happened might have happened, even though the person that might have hurt you, this happened just to get you to the point where you can get your reward because you're at the reward right now. So, Capricorn, it has been a lovely, lovely reading for me. And I hope that it resonates with some of you. I hope I helped you understand why certain things have happened. And if you're looking for a personal reading, I offer those. If you're looking for a birth chart reading, if you're looking for some advice and insight on some of the things that I've used that have personally worked for me to help heal some very traumatic things and close very, very big chapters in my life, hit me up. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.